Oh, welcome to week 4 of the VDL. We're up against Xtrix N18. I'm sorry if I absolutely butchered your name. And his team today, he's got a Ice Duo in Aurorus and Sandslash. Funny enough, Aurorus is like one of 2 mons that can be special attackers in his team. So I did expect that to come. Everything else is physical for the most part. So he's also got Urshifu Water, Talonflame, Landorus T, and a Riolu. He did make changes. He's replaced Toots for the season. Unfortunately, Toots has had to drop out, so he's made changes. I said, yeah, you can have your changes. I wasn't really bothered. My team is pretty much I pick it out of the hat every week, because it's really versatile basically. And my team is Scarf Indeedee again. It hits hard, it's really hard. Pheromosa outspeeds most of his mons. Comfey, Doublade, the Unburdened Lipard with the Psychic Seeds, and Wishiwashi. Wishiwashi back for another week. Had a really good week last week, so I think definitely one's a watch for this season. Right, so into game 1. Right, he has led Urshifu Riolu. Now I'm instantly scared here that Urshifu is going to be scarfed. But in order for it to outspeed me, it needs to be a jolly version. So we'll see what happens here. No doubt he's going to be going for coaching. Alright, so Pheromosa is, I think it's hasty with max speed, so it's as fast as it will go. I'm pretty sure that thing's going to be scarfed. No point. I haven't got Protect as much this week because that Scarfu is going to hit hard. Right, so coaching with the Prankster, it's going to be going first boost its attack and defense. Electro Web telling me that 1, it's not scarfed, or 2, it's a Jolly Scarf, not a Jolly Scarf. Right, and Expanding Force is going to take both of these out, no matter what. So that's a very quick 2-0 up. The Indeedee Pharaoh lead looks so good here, I couldn't ignore it. The only issue with this lead is it won't be able to do much to the Ice Cook Duo lead. I'm pretty sure Sandslash alone in Slash Rush outspeeds Pheromosa, and with triple battle will take it out. So I don't really want to be having to deal with that. Right, so now he's got the Tailwind coming out and the Landorus, so we're gonna feint into the Talonflame, break its guard, and then we're gonna Expanding Force. Now the Intimidate here is absolutely huge. If it didn't get that Intimidate off, this would have been a KO Talonflame, and he wouldn't have even got a KO in the end, I don't think. Yeah, so I think tiny bit of damage. The -1 has literally kept that Talonflame alive. Look at that. Maybe it didn't, maybe it didn't, who knows, might have been a low roll, could have been anything, but yeah, Talonflame barely staying alive. The issue is now I'm going to be slower, so switching to Dual Blade because no doubt that fly's coming into me, and then hit it with another Expanding Force. See what happens. Dual Blade goes out, uses Flare Blitz into Indeedee. Indeedee hasn't got any chance of surviving that, even more so with the crit. but the recoil ends up taking out the Talonflame too. And fly into Doublade does nothing. Wishiwashi comes out. With the Tailwind up, I don't really want to send out Pheromosa because there's a really good chance it will just get KO'd. So we Shadow Claw. We just double into it. It can't take either of these two out. So we go with Shadow Claw and Ice Beam. It can't take them out, but that's still decent damage, especially for a dual blade holding an Eviolite. There we go, and Wishiwashi comes in and cleans up again. Okay, so that's game one. Fairly quick battle. In control there. Still don't know if that Fu was scarfed or not, because Pheromosa outsped it. I'd assume it's not a scarf, but it might be. I don't know. And I haven't actually bought Trick Room this week, even though this team would probably benefit from Trick Room sometimes. So going into game two, I'm thinking, right, he's seen how easy I break through Tailwind or Riolu. There's no way he's going to be looking at bringing anything other than the Ice Lead. So we lead to counter the Ice Lead. My counter for the Ice Lead is once again a Comfey and a Wishiwashi. So Comfey, Wishiwashi, Indeedee. Indeedee's the hardest hitter in this team, and it hits a lot of those mons. He has no dark types in the draft, so I knew that Indeedee was definitely safe to come. Okay, and on to game two. So we are leading with a duo that had a lot of fun last time against Chad. So hoping for some similar things, although the moveset on Comfey is different this time round. It's got Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, Giga Drain, Draining Kiss, Protect, and Floral Healing. No point having a Comfey if you ain't got Floral Healing on it, in my opinion. The thing it does is it keeps Wishiwashi and Copperaja alive so well, and it actually has good synchronization with both of them as well, I think. Right, so turn one, we're going to protect the Comfey because we don't want it to take too much damage. And we're going to Growl. Growl, one of those moves that you get rid of pretty early, but Growl in doubles is pretty decent. It lowers both opponents' attacks, so even though Aurora is going to be a special, but we really just want to lower the Sand Slash because it's gonna hit hard. Yep, Lizard does a little bit of damage to Copperaja. We Growl, lowering most importantly the Sand Slash's special attack. Giga Drain into Aurorus. Are we? Maybe not. Floral Healing into Wishiwashi. I was expecting him to be going for doubling into it. I thought, yeah, he's going to hit it with a Thunderbolt and then hit it again with Sand Slash, which I can actually call right here. Yeah, so Drill Run from Sand Slash does nothing thanks to the growl. Thunderbolt from Aurorus does decent chunk, really good chunk, and gets the paralysis. Me and paralysis lately have Scold off onto Aurorus. I was hoping for the burn just for the extra chip, but don't get it. Giga Drain into Aurorus and protect with Copper Raja. Not Copper Raja, Wishiwashi. Don't know what I'm thinking. Giga Drain doesn't take it out, which is unfortunate. Comfy doesn't have a huge special attack stat, and I've barely invested in it. Gets off the Aurora Valve, which is worrying, and my attacks are going to be doing less damage, 33% less in doubles. But the Hell procs my Citrus Berry, so I go back to a decent chunk of health. Hell also procs the Agave Berry in the same turn. Floral Healing into Wishiwashi, and we now want damage onto the Sand Slash. We want damage onto the Sand Slash. Or do we want to go? No, we want damage onto the Sand Slash. We're going to get there eventually. The reason we're not going to really growl again is it's not going to benefit us too much. Right, okay, so we end up Giga Draining the Aurorus to try and take it out. This actually works out really good for us. Oh no, it doesn't. That's the next turn. Yeah, Giga Drain doesn't do much. Doesn't benefit us at all. Iron Head won't take out Comfy, but Comfy is now in quite dangerous range. But we get the burn on the Sand Slash. Right, so we Giga Drain Aurorus, and we again scold the Sand Slash, but we want damage on it. Tempting it is the growl. Growl isn't going to be too beneficial for the rest of the game. So he hadn't withdrawn Auroras before, so I was thinking why would he do it this time, but he switches into Talonflame, which is fantastic. Because we break its Gale Wings. Iron Head into Comfy takes that out. And Scold into Slash brings it down to burn range. Beautiful stuff, love to see it. Okay, so we bring out Indeedee. The battlefield gets weird. I'm now thinking I'm definitely overdue a paralysis. Right, so we scold and expect from fourth. Indeed he's going first every time. But because of the Aurora go up, there's no way that I can take out the Talonflame. Which is unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, but Aurora goes down, indeed he grabs another KO. He gets his Tailwind up, which means that Urshifu is going to be faster than Indeedee now. Although, if it's Scarfed, it'll probably be faster than Indeedee anyway. Because my Indeedee hasn't got a huge speed investment and it's modest. Right, so we switch out to Dual Blade, expecting the incoming Surging Strike. No point protecting in front of a Urshifu, no point growling it because it's going to be landing crits every time it attacks. But the Hail being up actually benefits me as well, because at the end I'm just looking for these three for doing as much chip damage as possible to take it out. Dual Blade taking those like a champ. Scold. Kind of hoping for burns here, but you know what, I've already had one burn. Probably won't get another. Game's still not over because paralysis could still really mess me up. Yep. So goes for the Surging Strike again. Two, three. Shadow Claw. Push, good damage. Scold, and this is still for the Aurora Veil, so it's really good damage. There we go, and that's checkmate. Because the Howl from the next turn will take him out. And he can't hit both. So he can still take one out, but he can't take both. Yeah. So Urshifu, 1, 2. Unfortunately, it's Dual Blade down, but it done really well. Came in to take hits, and that's what it was meant to do. Just take hits. With its huge defense, and Wishiwashi grabs another KO. Yeah, really pleased with how that battle went. Very good match to X-Trix yeah, and on to next week where we take on Guma. Post-match analysis coming afterwards, guys. Thank you. Okay, so good to win there. Just to break down the team, indeed he was scarfed. It wasn't full investment in speed because I wanted it slower than Pheromosa, because Pheromosa outspeeds most things except like max speed investment. Scarf Mons like his Urshifu, which in the end was Adamant, I believe, and Landorus, but they have to also be jolly, so Pheromosa was pretty comfortable there, and he couldn't scarf both, luckily, because of the rule set, so I didn't have to worry. It would only be one or the other, and he chose Urshifu. So yeah, indeed he Scarf put in loads of work game 1 and made itself a threat to worry about in game 2. Pheromosa, this one was not much support and massive attacking, had Feint on it to break the Talonflame's Galwings, even in Psychic terrain, because Talonflame's a flying type. The only way it could avoid the thing is if it was carrying an Iron Ball, which would be weird, but definitely possible. And then 3 attacks, Ice Beam for the Landorus, Bug Bust for Stab, and Electro Web to slow down. In hindsight, Icy Wind probably would have been better over Electro Web because I could hit the Lando, but is what it is. Then we had Comfey with the 2 priority draining attacks, Protect and Floral Healing. So pretty much Floral Healing was to keep Wishiwashi alive when they were out together, and Dual Blade if they were ever out together. Trick Room might have been nice this game, but yeah, if I had Wishiwashi and Trick Room, probably would have been slightly easier in that game too. But obviously wanted the Giga Drain for the Auroras, which I was pretty sure was coming. I thought I would have done a bit more damage, but I didn't do any calcs. I'm guessing that thing was probably max HP. But yeah, so that was decent. Dual Blade, I didn't stick any priority on it because it'd almost always be in Psychic terrain. Then we had Lipard, or Unburden, so it always go first. It was EV to, IB to be faster than what was his slowest? It was basically anything that wasn't named Talonflame in Tailwind. After the Unburden proc. And then Wishiwashi, again, put in loads of work. The tech this week was Growl on it, lowering 2 Mon's attack stats, which I thought was genius. Didn't pay off because he didn't get 2 attackers out at the same time, and Urshifu's crits hit through the attack drop. So although it was a good idea, I just never positioned it right, although it did help in helping Comfey survive longer against the Sandslash. So yeah, really good game there. Happy with how the team performed. On to next week where I face Guma, and we'll see what I bring then. Thanks for watching everyone, speak to you soon.